A Beginner's Introduction into Cuneiform, Part 3, The Code of Hammurabi. In this video, we'll be looking at a cuneiform text called the Code of Hammurabi. This will allow us to become familiar with how cuneiform could be used in the past, and what its text can tell us about ancient Mesopotamian society. The Code of Hammurabi is a long list of laws engraved on an 8-foot-high block of black stone called a stele, which was discovered in 1902 in the ancient city of Susa in modern-day Iran. But this is not where the stone originally came from. The code was originally made by King Hammurabi, who ruled over the city of Babylon in 2250 BC, over 4,000 years ago. While it is not the earliest known list of laws, it is one of the best preserved and most complete, which makes it an excellent source for telling us about the types of lives ancient Babylonians would live, and the problems they might encounter. At the top of the stele is an engraving of Hammurabi and the sun god Shamash, who was also the god of justice. The text then has an introduction in which Hammurabi mentions his achievements and describes how the gods chose him, finishing by saying that Hammurabi established law and justice in the land and promoted the welfare of his people, as you can see in this quote here. The code then lists all 282 of Hammurabi's laws. The stele ends with an epilogue where Hammurabi proclaims he brought peace and security to his people, protected the weak from the strong, and brought justice. But he also promises that Shamash shall curse anyone that changes Hammurabi's laws. To learn more about the Babylonian people, we are going to examine some of the laws from the Code of Hammurabi. On your worksheet is a collection of some laws that are present in the code. Read them and think about the following. How are they similar to the laws we have today? How are they different? How do you think the laws are responding to the crime? What seems to be the priority? Why do you think Hammurabi would want to write the laws down in such a way? And why do you think he chose to add the picture of himself and Shamash at the top? Continue this video when you have done so. By now you will have discussed what you can tell about the code amongst yourselves. You now should have learnt some things about Babylonian society. For example, there were clear class differences that affected where one stood in the eyes of the law. As can be seen in Law 200, people are only considered equal when they are of the same social rank. The code can also tell us a lot about Hammurabi. The stele is too large and impractical to be used as an actual reference point for Babylonian judges, so it probably wasn't consulted in real law cases. What the code's actual purpose is to portray Hammurabi as the keeper of justice. The inclusion of Shamash also reaffirms his place as a king who was chosen to uphold the values of the gods. Like most Mesopotamian kings, Hammurabi spent a lot of his time trying to conquer his neighbouring kingdoms, and the image portrayed by the code helped his power over others to be viewed more favourably, as it was motivated by the gods and justice. To some degree, Hammurabi was successful, as many today consider him responsible for establishing key principles that modern laws aim for today. There is even a relief of Hammurabi in the US House of Representatives, where his law code is hailed as one of the forerunners to the American law. Now that we are familiar with the Code of Hammurabi, we can have a go at translating a few of the laws presented in it. Watch the next video where we'll be looking at the first steps in translating from cuneiform texts into English.